What is going on, everybody? Keith Mitchell here. And yesterday, Sony dropped a lot of news regarding their plans for Gran Turismo 7 and the next God of War game. And before I come out and say it, I'm going to leave my opinion for the end of this show. But let's recap what happened. So yesterday, Sony came out and said, hey, we have plans for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, and we're going to make Gran Turismo 7 and the next God of War cross-gen games. Obviously, that news did not sit well for those who purchased PlayStation 5s, but those that were PlayStation 4 were very happy about this. Now, this can go two different ways, so let's play devil's advocate and do both sides. Let's do PlayStation 5 first. People scrambled like crazy to get their PlayStation 5. They bled, they sold body parts, or did unsavory things, whatever, to get a PlayStation 5. I am in that crowd. I won't say what I did to get my PlayStation 5, but it was legal, most of it. But I did get it, and I expected to experience a new generation of gaming. Sony was all about the generations, while Microsoft was like, you know what, we don't care about generations anymore. You play what you play on whatever platform. Sony was more like, hey, PlayStation 5, we're going to get rid of the PlayStation 4. Eventually, you're going to love the PlayStation 5. We're going to give you all these great new gaming experiences. Hey, here's the DualSense controller. Hey, you can't use your DualShock 4 controller on this anymore, etc., blah, blah, blah. Hey, here's Gran Turismo 7. Looks great. New car game. You're going to love it. Here's Horizon Forbidden West. Brand new PlayStation 5 game. You're going to love it. Trust me, blah, blah, blah. And everything else. And then yesterday, they come out and say, you know what? We really don't care about generations. We're going to give Gran Turismo 7 and God of War over to the PlayStation 4 owners. And the PlayStation 5 owners are like, but we spent all this money. We did all this. We believed in you. And it kind of feels like you lied to us. Now, I will say, being in the game industry for as long as I have been, though you probably don't know who I am, Sony is not very good, has not been very good with the messaging. They'll say one thing and do another. And even though we know the slogan is for the players or for anybody who loves PlayStation, you know, they don't always make the best decision. I mean, they try sometimes, but their transparency is about as transparent as mud sometimes. So as you can imagine, PlayStation 5 owners are throwing their hands up in the air. A lot of them are upset, and I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, obviously not going to do anything, but they're upset. I mean, I hope they don't do death threats and things like that, because you know how irrational gamers get. They go, hey, we're going to burn this to the ground because we're upset. But it's a business decision at the end of the day, and that leads me to the other side of the argument. PlayStation 4 owners. Now, let's not get it twisted. PlayStation 4 has a huge market share. No matter what country you're talking about, PlayStation 4, somebody has a PlayStation 4 or multiple PlayStation 4. So in the beginning, my crew and I, we had a debate that turned into an argument, that turned into a debate about the PlayStation 4 and how I was saying PlayStation is going to go buy PlayStation 4 and just move on to PlayStation 5, while others were saying they can't really do that because of the market share they have. They'd be really stupid to do that. And obviously, they realized this, that if they just walked away from the PlayStation 4 people, there would be a problem. Now, there's other factors that have caused this shift. The landscape is not what Sony originally thought it would be a couple years ago. We've got COVID-19, which changed a lot of things, forced developers to work from home, forced a lot of games to be delayed. We've got shortage of silicone. We've got scalpers buying PlayStation 5s. We've got the bots that are helping them. We've got the whole economic issue where people being unemployed and furloughed because of COVID-19. So the landscape is not what a lot of people expected it to be. And this is a huge contributing factor as to why PlayStation and Sony have decided to move some of their game over to the PlayStation 4. So you're a PlayStation 4 owner. You can't get a hold of a PlayStation 5. You really want a PlayStation 5. You really want to play Gran Turismo 7, or you really want to play the next God of War game, which ran great on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Not so much PlayStation 4, but the PlayStation 4 Pro. And you're upset. You're mad. I supported Sony all these years. I brought the PlayStation 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 Pro and the Vita and the PSP. And how dare they not let me play this new game? I mean, this is where the generations comes in from, and this has been something that's been in the gaming industry, in the gaming scene for years. You know, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, Super Nintendo, GameCube, you name it, there's always been a generation. And throughout the last couple of years, that line has been slowly being blurred to the point where I think in a couple more years, it's going to go away. But getting back to the PlayStation 4, now that Sony has come out and said, hey, we're going to give you some of these games that were exclusive to the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 owners can breathe a sigh of relief for now, because they're not forced to to find a PlayStation 5 or being worried about being left behind. Of course, obviously this means that people are now worried about performance. Is the game going to look great? Is it going to look amazing? Is it going to have 4K support? Is it going to have a high frame rate? All those great things. And we have to look back at what recently happened to, well, look at Spider-Man. Look at the original Marvel Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. This game was supposed to come out for PlayStation 5, also came out on PlayStation 4, runs great on PlayStation 4, runs even better on PlayStation 5, and then Insomniac came out, added a performance mode with ray tracing, and it looks even better and runs amazing. So I don't think we have anything to worry about as far as performance or looks, because we have studios that know what they're doing. I mean, we can't complain about that right now. I know the announcement really made people upset because it was more of a knee-jerk reaction, like, wow, this was PlayStation 5, now it's PlayStation 4 as well. What's going on? But at the same time, I also realize that people can be upset because we've seen games in the past, looking at you, Watch Dogs, that was going to be for one platform, for one generation, then all of a sudden it's coming out for another generation, and then the game come out and there were a lot of compromises, the frame rate wasn't there, the graphic wasn't there, and people were very disappointed. The game did well, but people were disappointed, and we always have talk about, Puddlegate, where a game comes out and it doesn't look like what it's supposed to be. Now, obviously, I'm pretty sure that those things are still fresh in people's minds, and I have to say that we've got to push past that. We've got to not think about that, because developers have gotten better at doing air quotes when they do that, because some developers have excelled at this. Other developers, well, we'll leave it as it is. They haven't done their best. I mean, we've seen games like this. Looking at you, Cyberpunk 2077. Was that too much? Was that being a dead horse? I'm sorry. That was not right of me. I should not have done that. But I'm not taking it out either, because it's 100% true. So where do I stand on this? Honestly, I don't know, because as somebody who has a PlayStation 5, somebody who had a PlayStation 4, I gave it to one of my members on my team because there was no point in selling it. And if I could help somebody get into gaming, then I would do it. I'm conflicted. I want to see Gran Turismo 7 run the best that it can, and I have zero doubt that it will. It'll have everything that we want, and my issues, my concerns will be gone off the wind. At the same time, it's great to see more people playing these games, just like I want to see more PlayStation games come to the PC. It would be wrong, it would be ignorant of me to say I only want these games to come to the PlayStation 5 and they shouldn't come to the PlayStation 4. That is wrong. So I agree with the decision, with the caveat that these games don't suffer too much or at all when they make the jump to the PlayStation 4. Let's be honest. You want Gran Turismo 7 to look great and run great. Now, Gran Turismo Sport looks great and runs even better on PlayStation 4, and even better on PlayStation 4 Pro. So I don't have any doubts that they'll make this look great on 5. I don't see any doubts that this game will run great on the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro, and we'll all be happy. That's Gran Turismo. As for God of War, the God of War reboot looks amazing on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro. It'll look amazing. The new one will look amazing on 5, and it will look amazing on 4 and the Pro. Again, I don't have any concerns about that. We've all seen it. We've all went gaga. We all went, oh God, this looks great. And yes, when it came to the PlayStation 5 with the upgrades, it ran even better. And there's the point that I'm trying to make. It runs great on those platforms. They put some special sauce to make it run even better on the new platform. So we shouldn't have any of these pissing contests. We shouldn't be mad at each other, because at the end of the day, PlayStation is doing what PlayStation needs to do to make money. And that's it. Just like God of War will come to the PC eventually. I mean, there's zero doubt that's not going to happen. It's going to happen, whether it's the new God of War or the reboot of God of War or whatever. It will come to the PC, because Sony has realized that the PC is a gold mine. They're attracting gamers that don't have a PlayStation, don't want to buy a PlayStation, but they're selling the game to them and they're loving it. What better way to bring in people to your fold than to give them something they don't have access to or don't want access to, but they can still benefit from? So yes, there's where I stand. I still think it's an odd move. I do think it is a slap in the face to a lot of people who busted their butt to get a PlayStation 5. But I understand the decision, and I do support that. So there you go. People are probably saying, Keith, I don't believe you. Well, that's how I am. I'm not going to lie to you. This is not the channel that lies to you. The Outerhaven does not lie to you. I do not lie to you. I'm telling you straight from my heart. Sony made the right move, even though it is a little off the wall. That said, what do you think about Gran Turismo 7 and any other games from the PlayStation 5 making their way to the PlayStation 4? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel. And until next time, happy gaming, and thanks for watching.